Hey, Numeric here. Today I will be going over the Magicka NightBlade PvP healer. It's a more challenging healer than a Templar Warden, but it is way more rewarding in my opinion, and the style is a lot more fun to play. You have fears and stuff like that. We'll get into that in the skills right after the intro. Okay, we can go over the skills now. On our front bar, our first ability is Healthy Offering. This is sort of a burst heal, but it only hits one person and it does a negative draining effect to yourself. But the reason we keep this up and use it every 8 seconds is for that 8% more healing done, which is super nice in PvP especially. Our next ability is Radiating Regeneration. This just hits 3 allies and heals them for almost 2,000 a second. So that's a super good heal. And it follows them wherever they go because it's on their person. It's just a regular heal over time. Then you have Illustrious Healing. This is a heal over time AoE. It heals for almost 2k a second. You can put this on the ground and anytime your teammates are in it, it'll just keep healing them. Same thing with Refreshing Path. It gives over 2k per second, but the big bonus to it is it gives anyone in it, teammates, major expedition for 4 seconds, which is 30% movement speed. And speed is victory in PvP. Our next skill is Combat Prayer. This gives extra resistances, extra damage, and it's a pretty decent heal. This is pretty much your spammable if you can get your whole team kind of close, focusing like an enemy or a group. You can keep them healed and keep up their damage with this. And our ultimate for this bar is Bolstering Darkness. It'll slow the enemies that walk through it by 70%, which is massive, and it'll also give your teammates that are in it and after they leave it for the duration of the ability a 10% damage reduction, which is awesome. They can also synergize it for a huge heal, about 7,500 per second for 4 seconds, and the movement speed increased by 70%. So again, it's just a gigantic speed buff. On our back bar, we run Sword and Shield for the extra resistances and the ultimate. First ability is Piercing Mark. You target an enemy with this, it puts like a red beam over them, and it lowers their physical and spell resistance by almost 6,000 for 27 seconds. That's insane. And it also prevents enemies from going invisible for 3 seconds. And it also gives you a 9k heal to your character once that enemy dies. Our next ability is Energy Orb. You throw this out, it goes in a direct path, heals everything in its way, and your teammates can synergize it for a decent chunk of health, but it also gives resources. So it's super helpful in PvP, especially if you're playing with a new team that's not used to keeping up their resources and such. And then Shadowy Disguise, we use this to get away. Say your teammates got it, but you're starting to get targeted because they figured out you're the healer. You can hit this run, readjust, move around behind your teammates. That way your teammates are in between you and the enemy. And yeah, it's just super helpful. You can also hit Mass Hysteria, and that'll fear the enemies and give you a little more time to escape. And then just the amount of AoEs right now in PvP is crazy. So we're running this just to give us a 20% area attack damage reduction. It also removes all snares and immobilizations from you and grants immunity for 2.5 seconds. You can just spam this to stay out from being stunned. Then our ultimate is the Shield Wall. It pretty much just makes you block for no block cost for 5 seconds. I'll have to look and see what the morphs are of this once we get there, but this is just super helpful if you're just getting dumped on and don't have time to switch to Shadowy Disguise to get away. So next we will get into the gear. Right now, the monster set we are running is Blood Spawns, guys. We want to get Earth Gore. I just haven't been able to run that dungeon yet. Every time I queue, just takes forever. But we want it just for the massive burst heal and the ability to just soak up AoEs with the Earth Gore Helm. This is a good second though, because this one gives a ton of resistances and a ton of ultimate. Like you are getting pretty much 13% ultimate every 5 to 7 seconds. On top of all the other ways you get ultimate. Our next set is Shackle Breaker. We're running 2 pieces in heavy of it and 3 pieces of light. It's just super good for the massive resources. It gives you stamina, magicka recovery, and then stamina and magicka, max stamina, max magicka, and some weapon spell damage, which we don't really care about. The Necklace of Seducer. This is the budget setup. You can pay and get the Bright Throat set and run it on your weapons and jewelry if you're going to run Witch Mother's Potent Brew, because that would give you even more magicka. This really reduces your ability cost though, which is nice, and gives you a pretty good amount of magicka recovery. On our front bar, our max magicka is 38k, which is insane. Our magicka recovery with no potion is 2000. Our max health is almost 28k, and our max stamina is 18,500, which is those are just really good stats to have. Spell damage 22, which is okay. 15%. Critical is a little low, but our resistances are super nice. Go over here and look at our resistances. They go to... Oh, what the heck did I do there? They go to 23,000 and 18,000. Then if you're on the back bar, they go to 25 and 20. So that's super good. Keeps us alive. Keeps us moving. Some of the other things with skill in siphoning, you have something called catalyst. So every potion you drink gives you 20 ultimate. So we are running one glyph on our jewelry for recovery and 2 glyphs for potion speed. So we can actually take a potion every 30 seconds, which is beyond nice. You can either run Seducer, like I said, or Bright Throat, or you can even run Winter's Respite if you need a little extra more healing. I don't think you will with this build, but maybe you do. So you check it out, try it out. Could also run, I guess, Spell Power Cure if you needed to give your team a little extra damage, which I don't think it'd be that good. Symphony of Blades would be pretty good, because a lot of times your teammates are going to be low on stamina and such, so this is a good way to boost it, but it's only 18 seconds. Per person, it's 18 seconds. Potions we run are the tri-stats, and you can even run Essence of Detection if you're playing against a bunch of gank blades, or you can run Trash Pots. It's all up to you with that part. The food I like to run is the Bewitched Sugar Skulls. If you run Bright Throats, I'd recommend running Witch Mother's Potent Brew. Yeah, that's it. You could run Solitude Salmon Soup, but I think I prefer to have, instead of the gigantic magicka health, I'd like to have a pretty good, well-rounded magicka stamina and for PvP while we run the Bewitched. I think that's it. You could, if you're not dealing with too much AoE damage, the Phantasmal Escape, you could switch for your Execute, the Assassin's Blade, and the Magicka morph of it, just to help knock down enemies quicker when they get a little low health. But besides that, that's all we have. If you like this build, drop a like, subscribe, it really helps us out. We're only at like 8% of viewers are subscribed, so it'd be really nice if we could get that up a lot more. If you have any suggestions, compliments, ideas for a build or this build, drop them down below in the comments. I'd respond to every comment, and we'll catch you in the next one.